All right, this is episode 5 of my series of Ramadan lifts. Today it is the 3rd of March. It is 10:15 at night. We just finished up work. We did a shift 3 to 10 after going to uni this morning. So we got changed real quick. We are going to down our pre-workout meal, which I'll put the macros right over here. It's same as always, cream of rice. So today we have a push day. We're going to start with biceps because I need to grow my arms. So we're going to put that at the very forefront of my session to really maximize the stimulus and all the energy and all the carbs that I have from my meals. So that we're going to start with biceps. We're going to also then do chest movements, probably 2 to 3 sets, or 2 to 3 exercise, 2 sets each. And then we're also going to finish off with the lateral head of the delt over here. I'm going to show you a great exercise that I just picked up. So we're going to try that as well. And yeah, we'll see you at the gym. All right, so exercise number 1. We've got facing away Brazilian curls, cable curls. So what you'll notice is I have my hands behind my back here. Good deep stretch on my biceps because it's behind the shoulder, because your biceps attached to your shoulder. So wherever your shoulder is exactly how contracted or extended your bicep tendon will be. So we've got your bicep nice in the length and range. We're gonna curl up from there, and then we're gonna switch around, do a superset, and then face towards the cable and keep going. So what you'll notice is I've got these fat grips on here. Pretty much the fatter the grip is, the more forearm work that are required to hold the weight. So pretty much just a little excess of forearm engagement just with these little fat grips here that I have at Powerhouse. So no other gym has them, but these guys do. So we'll do 2 sets of each. We've got 16 kilos on the board. We'll see how we go. We'll double arm, and then when we face away, we'll do single. All right, chest up. Nice and stable. Curl just like that. All right, now facing away. Drop the equipment by 5 kilos. We'll keep going. Oh. Oh. Cool. Set number 1 done. All right, set number 2. We'll stick with 16 kilos. Again, see how many reps we do. And then when we do the facing towards the cable, we'll drop it again. So 5 kilos under, we'll go back to 11. So what the technical name for this little superset here is, number 1, it's called a mechanical drop set, which means we make it easy. We make the same movement pretty much, or the same exact exercise, but a little bit easier based on the mechanics of the movement. So facing away from the cable puts my biceps in a more weakened position, but will lengthen. But facing towards the cable puts my biceps in a bit of a stronger position in front of my body. So it's a mechanical drop set, but it's also a normal drop set in terms of weight, because I do drop the weight from 16 kilos to 5 kilos. So it's kind of a bit of both, but I do get a best of both worlds. So you'll notice that for sure, but we'll keep it at 16 kilos and then we'll see how many reps we go. All right, exercise 1 done. Now we'll go on to something a little bit more concentration. Maybe do a hammer. We'll see what we feel like to focus really on the brachialis. So I reckon we'll just go straight into the dumbbells and do a bit of hammer curls and dumbbells, and then we'll do a bit of crossbody. So get a bit of better contraction on the brachialis, and we'll show you that right now. All right. Well, set number 1 is done. Pump is all right. So you get a little bit of a look. But on to set number 2. Set number 2 is done. Don't mind the dusty ass mirror, but left bicep vein is coming through. Right is still lagging behind from all that excess food the other day, but it's all right. Pump is getting there. We got biceps done now. So biceps is done now for our brachialis, and now we're gonna go straight into our chest flies. We always like to do our proof exhaustion, and then we go into a press. So we'll do our chest flies and then go into some sort of incline. So let's go that. Okay, so biceps are done now. We're gonna go into our chest movement. So I'll be honest, I have never done the chest fly with these on, these pads. So they look pretty good, but never actually given it a go. So we'll give it a go here today, see how we feel. Theoretically, this will be even better than the normal standard one because you're driving with your elbows into your own pec and not your arm. So too many people, what they do is instead of keeping their arm dead straight and actually contracting your chest, they bend their arm a lot just to get the rep done. But what you actually will notice is the difference between your pec squeezed from here compared to here. It's all about the elbow and never about the arm. So me focusing on my elbow and actually getting the full contraction and extension of my chest, this machine will definitely help with that. So we'll see how we go. I have no idea how much weight we can do, but it's not about the weight, it's about how you move it. So we'll slow it down, really focus on getting our elbows as close as possible and really driving through our chest, and we'll see how we go. Ugh. Ugh. Come on. Ugh. Ugh. All right, I don't know how many reps that was, but the difference between the conventional fly and this is so much. Like, you can really feel your pec squeeze and really drive through your elbow so much more than with your hands on the conventional one. So definitely, if your gym has this, give it a go. We'll do probably 2 top sets and then 1 back off, because pump feels good already and it's only been 1 set. So you definitely know you've done something right. So on to set number 2. Set number 2. Ugh. Nah, I had to stop the set there because I can tell I'm start overcompensating on my reps. As soon as I start doing that, the form is out the fucking window. Cut the set. We're trying to progressively overload here. We're not trying to get the sloppiest form as we go. So keep the form consistent, and then if you actually are progressing, the weight will go, but don't try and overcompensate with form. My last 2 reps there were dog shit, so cut the set there, go on to the next set, drop the weight a little bit, focus on the form, and we hit a next actual press. So let's do a press after this, 1 more back off set. Ugh. 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 Oh. Ugh. Okay, done. Onto a press. All right, we are back on this damn machine. So, upon reflection on the last video that I recorded on my chest and back there, I think it was episode 3 or 2, I can't remember. I did 2 plates for 6 or so reps. So, I'm gonna try and beat that today. I'm aiming for 8. All right, we're aiming for 8. So, enough yap, let's go. One more. Oh, nice. That was 9. We beat last set. So, mission accomplished. Looks like we will stay at this weight. Try and get 6 next set. And then we'll move on to an incline fly. Set number 2. One more. Oh! Always the triceps that fail up first, but that was a good set. Onto incline flies. Next exercise is a single arm incline cable fly. Now, what does that look like? Personally, I use it with a cuff. this one over here. Anyone who cares about the gym, my biggest recommendation is to buy a cuff. The change between a normal D handle and a cuff is exponential. You don't have to start fiddling around because a lot of instability comes from your wrist actually. So when you remove the instability from your wrist, the amount of weight you can move is a lot more smooth as well. So I've got 8.5 kilos on here. I'm gonna start with my left arm so you can see what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm pretty much making sure that my arm is behind myself, behind my body, so I get a good already stretch in my pec. And all I'm doing is driving this motion, like a diagonal motion, up to my center line of my chest, so I can really activate my fibers on my incline chest and get a great squeeze. So go a little bit to the side, so it's a little bit more stretch, and just drive up to your center line, just like that. Stretch up to your center line. I'm going for about 15 reps. 15. What I like to do is one step out, one step forward. Brace yourself and drive. $14, $15. All right, that's one set done. On to another. What we got today is a variation of a cable raise or a katana raise for your lateral head of your delt. I only got showed this recently by my friend Kyle. So pretty much what you do is you get both cuffs on either side of your cable stacks, and you pretty much raise like a Y raise but leaning back. So it's incredibly stable, incredibly great stretch in the length and range, and it just feels amazing. So we're gonna do about 2 to 3 sets of this, go absolute balls to walls, hopefully about 20 reps ish. We'll see how we go, and yeah, let's get to it. Felt incredible, only 6 kilos, but it just blows up your lateral head of your delt. Just blows it up. So definitely gonna do at least 2 sets here. And then we'll do a bit of calves because we skipped that yesterday's episode. So do a bit of calves and call it there. All right, let's see if you guys like this angle. Try not to look too much at my cleavage, all right? Let's have a look. Done. Oh, man. I have to record this, otherwise people are gonna say that I skip calves. I do not skip calves, thank you very much. So, it is still 12:30 at night and I'm still doing calves. So, I'm doing 2 sets of this and then we'll call it there. So, that's all right, I'll do my little outro for the video. Thank you for watching. That is episode 5 of Ramadan lifts completed. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care and get big. Stay tuned. See you later.